Hello everyone, it's Questquenchers here today, and I'm here to talk to you about why Elder Scrolls 6 will be just okay. So I've done some videos, really been like, yeah, I'm really concerned about Elder Scrolls 6, I think it'll be terrible, so you should be concerned too. But I've sort of been playing through Skyrim, and yes, a modded version of Skyrim, as well as been playing some like old school games, I think. Oblivion and Morrowind. Just been going back after, having a terrible taste left in my mouth by Starfield Shattered Space. So I just went back and just played and just enjoyed my time, as well as learning some Unreal Engine kind of thing. And then it occurred to me why I like not Starfield, Jesus, why I like Skyrim and Oblivion, and it came to me. It wasn't the everyone knows it's the exploration that people really like. Going into caves, finding things, finding treasure, fighting enemies and stuff. It's the dungeon crawling aspect that I personally like about the Elder Scrolls. And then I thought, well, you can't go really wrong when making a landmass, as long as you have a lot of unique caves and places and areas to go, you really can't go wrong. Like, because people are going to be filled with a sense of wonder going through caves, avoiding traps, fighting trolls, undead, forsworn, all them stuff. It's fun. Even just like, because I, I use the most blandest sort of thing. I use sword and board. I mean, the last playthrough I'm using, what I call it, a spell sword, I guess? I'm using soul magic to ensnare some terrible people and monsters so I can keep my sword enchanted. You sort of doing a different playstyle right now. But it's still like the main thing is just clearing the dungeon, getting the treasure, getting the treasure chest at the end of it. That seems to be like that was fun. And the treasure, hell yeah, I got a bunch of gold so I can go to the blacksmith and get my weapon tempered to get it stronger and stuff like that. So that seems to be more of the enjoyable part for me that I'm finding rather than the story writing. Maybe it's because I've played Skyrim so much that I know what to expect with the quests and stuff, and it is probably that. So maybe I'm. But then again, with Starfield, the reason why I went to planets was to find something new. But I kept finding old stuff, and that's why I don't explore planets anymore, because all we find is the same stuff over and over again. Whereas with a landmass, you find new stuff, new different dungeons, and that makes it really fun. So as long as they can mass produce dungeons and stuff, they made 200 for Skyrim, I believe, and then a few extras with the DLC and stuff. So as long as they just make maybe 200 odd dungeons again, and then just set the player loose, be like, hey, explore and stuff, then it sort of works. Because, I mean, there's also the miscellaneous quest where it's just go in there, kill everything, and get this. And usually the bad guy has some unique loot on it. Well, that just might be because I have a modded thing where if you like hunting vampires or anything, you can come across an ebony warrior, basically, that's clad, but it's a vampire, and it has all ebony armor, all enchanted stuff. And when it's a really hard fight, and then when you slay it, you feel fantastic, and that's the kind of experience that I really enjoy when it comes to Skyrim, my modded Skyrim, basically. And I think they really, but then again, I do remember like in the when it first came out, I do remember really enjoying dungeon diving, going here, discovering caves and stuff, and that's what really makes it worth the while when it comes to sort of the Elder Scrolls-esque games. Like the dungeon delving, for me, that's just for me. Other people might really want the story and stuff like that, but I'm like, I really like the dungeons. So as long as there's dungeons and stuff, it isn't going to be that bad. I mean, if it's what Starfield did and it just made repeating dungeons all the time, then yeah, there's going to be an issue, isn't there? But I'm sure they've got to note that one of the major critiques of Starfield is the copy and pasted stuff all the time. So they can't be stupid enough to do that. But then again, I don't know if they're like, yeah, procedural all the way, mate, a kind of thing. Unless they make dungeons procedural. So by this, I mean like like in Daggerfall, they basically made it so it changes. The dungeon transforms. There's different corridors. There's different sort of enemy placements and stuff like that. And it's always random every time. So it just felt like every time you went into a dungeon, it was it was put together differently and it seemed different. But I don't know how you could. I mean, they've done it before, but then again, it was like with low poly kind of thing, and it's very simplistic. So to make it like noticeably different and unique every time, I don't think it's possible. But then again, who knows? But yeah, I do think that they need to focus on my major core. That the reason why I play Skyrim and stuff right now is for the dungeon experience and to go through, grab some unique sort of sword or whatever armor and stuff, and then go around like, hey, look what I found. I feel quite happy. Yeah, so that's basically like my sort of positive thinking. Like you could literally make a decent thing that I would enjoy dungeon delving, because like I just simplified it, going, all right, why am I playing Skyrim right now? I'm not doing the main story. I'm not doing many side quests. I'm literally just going to caves and sort of killing everything, getting the loot, coming back to things, selling it all, buying some new armor and stuff, getting stronger, more powerful, leveling up my skills. And that's quite interesting for me. So I think that's, maybe, like I said, maybe it's because it's such an old game and I've played it all before. Although the mod list I am using does change up everything. But I'm not yet doing everything, so you know what I mean. But yeah, it's so far, like, I do think that I don't know how you could get it wrong, really. Just make 200 odd dungeons, maybe more, just for, to be like, hey, we're really sorry, we messed up with Starfield. Here's 200 odd dungeons to go and explore, just to have fun and do stuff in, as well as, and then a main quest that doesn't have to be too complicated, but not have terrible writing. I mean, we all want to save the day at the in an Elder Scrolls. We can be the guy who does all the work and then someone steals it at the end, like in Oblivion. Damn that Martin Septon transformed into a dragon and stole our victory. But either way, yeah, it's just like, it doesn't seem that hard. Like when I'm learning from Unreal Engine, like it's just like it's interesting. I'm like, why are they not doing it? Is it because the engine's too old to like program it and stuff like that to get it properly sort of working or something like that? Or they can't do the grandeur or the animation limit or something like that. Either way, it's learning game development, I could see like where's the limitations, where can I stop and stuff like that. And it's just like all it really is you've got to make sure you know what you're doing and how to program that into code and how to make that happen in code and stuff like that. Or in Unreal Engine using blueprints and stuff, where you can use like C# or whatever. I think that's what it's called, C++ or something. But yeah, like, I mean, I've only been doing it for a week, but I managed to do some surprising things on my own. And I'm quite happy with that. So I'm like, oh crap. And that's just by learning some videos and stuff. And it's always things that I really wanted to do. Like, although they are simple, like making like an attack pattern kind of thing, with variants. And yeah, it's quite surprising. So yeah, that's basically it for me. So this video was just about that. I think they could make a decent Elder Scrolls as long as they make the dungeon sort of delving very interesting, and that would be the main kind of part. Because looking back, the only, like, even Skyrim's main quest was like, it was okay. But then again, like, I keep hearing, oh, I never did the main quest, I was too busy killing everything and going. So that's the aspect of their games that they need to focus on. The dungeons, unique 200 odd unique dungeons in this landmass. Haven't, and it just needs to be unique and everything. And then you have some good fun loot and some enemies, some fun enemies. It can't be that hard for a AAA studio. If they get this wrong, then it's like they have gone wrong completely. They've gone mad. So it's just like, how can that is, if you boil it down, that is what I want. I want to be the hero in a game. I want to slay some fools in dungeons, unique dungeons with unique sort of things. They've done it before. Why can't they do it now? So, I think Elder Scrolls 6 will be okay. But do we want it to just be okay? That's the thing. We want it to be a magnum opus of Bethesda, personally. But we'll see in time, I guess. I imagine it'll be out like 2030 or something. 6 years from now. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Goodbye.